Good morning, everybody. That's clock striking 8 o'clock at St Michael and I think it's the All Angels, or St Michael and the Angels. I'm in Houghton-Le-Spring in County Durham. It's now classed as part of being in the city of Sunderland. I've never been to this particular church. I've been Houghton a few times, but maybe I came here in the late 70s or the early 80s because my auntie lived around the corner. But a very old, very picturesque church. Be careful because it's really icy this morning. Got this grand entrance off Sunderland Street there. First impressions are there's not many headstones standing, but when I walked in here there's a few laid down. It's quite picturesque, and this is a great memorial to our glorious dead. Just look, that's just M down to W. All the names on there. Look at that. 2, 3, 5 names of place. I know a couple of those Commonwealth graves are up at Houghton Hillside Cemetery. On that old video I did, Return to the Cemetery in the Woods, they feature on there. But and there's the other lot, A through to M. Look, there's 3 Kells. It's not a common name, bound to be related. Hinton. There's an Aungles there, A-U-N-G-L-E-S. Very fitting memorial of these brave men. The street over on my right is Church Street. Quite picturesque too. It's like the old bit of Houghton-Le-Spring. Obviously it's expanded further out nowadays, but you can see on the grass, it's very frosty. I struggled to get the car doors open this morning. That one. I hope they're not all going to be as worn away as this. It's the only thing face down. Get all the elements, and if people walk on them or stand on them. Oh, I think my son. The burial place of John and Grace Cumming of Middle Harrington. It's not too far away, a couple of miles away. Hopefully there's a load of them placed in a corner somewhere. But as you can see, the grass is sort of swallowing them all up. Quite a large churchyard as well. So there's one there, one there, one there. There's 5 or 6 are just in this particular area. There's one I've got my torch, but that looks really weathered to great stones. 2 on top of each other up there. I'm going to come around the outside so you can see how I bet there's countless more which are completely under the earth. If you'll notice, this particular churchyard is a hell of a lot higher than the surrounding streets. A lot of churchyards are like that, possibly not just the case that they were built on high land, but often lots of earth was placed on top to raise the level so you could get more burials in. I'm just going to show you this gorgeous, I think this was an old school up here actually. See, look, That headstone there, there's only a tiny bit showing on the side. Some gorgeous daffodils. That's a huge stone. You can see, if you look across, there's quite a few which are like completely covered. You can just sort of see from here where the ground's sunk down a bit. Look at that. That's it. George Lilburn Esquire built the moiety of this hospital at his own charge and endowed it with £10 per annum forever for the maintenance of 3 poor people, Anno Domini 1668. So 1, 2, so it must be like 3 people could live there from the parish. A bit noisy as the A69, which just goes straight through. I've got a feeling that was a school, because I did a story about a gentleman who was the headmaster. His son randomly disappeared from the beach at Roker and turned up a few days later in London. Everybody thought he was dead. Now this could be the most disappointing reading of headstones. There's another one. They look so weathered. They actually look like a lot of them are turned face down rather than face up as well. Look at that. Tens of thousands of burials in here over the centuries. Let's see what it's like down here. There's a little picturesque spot. Oh, we've got to see here's some here. Oh. In memory of Frances Isabella Jackson, died August the 20th, 1781. That headstone doesn't look 1781, so this is possibly erected years later. So let me touch on. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to try and bend down. 1781, age 11. Philip Jackson died October the 10th, 1792. I think that's 7.5. Gilbert Slater died 1796, age 4. Elizabeth Slater died January the 24th, 1737. James Goodchild Jackson died Penelope Lawrence Jackson. She died 1830, age 90. Looks like there's several generations of that Jackson family there. That one's sadly completely covered. As you can see, it stretches all the way from that old hospital that we've been to, across to Church Street, down to Sunderland Street. That's a more modern memorial. 1920, somebody who died 2001. Got a grand entrance up here. I'll have to have a look, see if there's any old pictures of this place, but I can imagine there's a lot of headstones up in here. Hopefully there's something more around the outside. Oh, but just watch these crocuses. See there, there's one there, completely covered. Completely covered. I can see quite a few over there. Turn this one round, sorry. Even with a torch on, that's not bright enough to see that. That looks like Cuthbert or Robert. That looks like Nisbet. Right. There might be a bit more sheltered around the other side if there's a few headstones over there. It's rather cold. think some of that church's stones have fallen off. Have to be careful. You can see a bit loose masonry. Haha! Now we find them. Look at all these. These are all headstones. There's some there. That one you can see had iron bolts around, like metal bolts around it. It's an old one. To be honest, I think this is, apart from the Gill Cemetery in Sunderland, which has no headstones whatsoever, I have never seen a churchyard with so many headstones which you can't read a single thing on. God, slippy. See, even that might be different if the sun's shining a different angle. They're all down here. And I bet this wasn't done that long ago in history. I reckon it'd be either late 1800s or some point in the 1900s. I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody might from the area might remember. But look, this is the northern side of the cemetery, or churchyard, I should say. It goes right over to there. That must be the boundary. Oh, I think we've got a name. That's a view of it from this angle. That's that. Oh, and that's hard to read. So. There's one. Somebody's put one in there. In love memory of John Thomas, Sarah Madeline, Owen Thomas and George Durkin and Gladys husband. That survived. That doesn't look that old actually. That, I don't know if that's like just a stone placed here to mark a grave. An ancient one. It's an old building there. Actually see above the door it has got Scholadair, Kepier, Abeles, I think this was the original Kepier school. Let's have a look over here, see if any of these ones are legible. So I think we've got one name out of this entire churchyard. Very disappointing. I think I've got frostbite. Aha, finally. Oh, that's lovely writing there. It's somebody from New Bottle. You can see the W then a bottle. 1830. The burial place. Again, can't read it. think that's somebody born. Sacred to the memory of. I think it's born. So even then, it's got too much mud in it to even get back. Like screw it, see. Now that looks like a slate one, so if that was the other way around, that would be legible, more than likely. I don't want to scratch, bend down and try and scratch it off. I might take some pictures before I go to the local Greggs of this site. Probably put them on Beautiful Britain later today once I've defrosted. Right, so it's a disappointing visit. I was expecting a lot more, to see a lot more history, a lot more names, epitaphs, and just slightly disappointed. So I'll leave you with a view of the church. Possibly, well, probably in history these headstones would have been transcribed at some point. If even in modern times when they took them down, they normally took the details and sent them off to the records office, or local historic groups would have collected them, transcribed them. So thank you very much for watching. If you did like that, please give it a like, and if you want to, click on the subscribe and give it a like. It helps grow the channel. I will see you somewhere else next time. See you later.